Hello, amazing masters. It's Susan Glavin here with a little bit of soul juice for you. And this is about my journey to extraordinary partnership because that's been an intent and a commitment of mine for a very long time. And it's been quite extraordinary discovering what that is and how to get there. So, a couple months ago, I thought, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to take this on. I'm ready to go and explore what it would be like to have an extraordinary partnership with someone. And I thought, okay, so I asked these questions. I said, okay, so are you emotionally mature enough to do this? And I went, I think so. I'm hoping at this age I'm definitely, a little more insightful into that. And then I said, okay, so now I know, this has been my experience, is that we learn the most about ourselves in intimate relationships. And I thought, are you ready? Are you ready to discover more about you? Are you ready to see those parts of yourself that are hidden and maybe you don't really want to look at? I went, sure, because my life's been all about that anyway. I thought, okay, I'm ready. And then for me, when you make that commitment, you say, okay, source, universe, my beloved, I am ready. I am ready to experience an extraordinary partnership with someone, my man, right? So, of course, I had to take an action. So I thought, okay, I'm going to take an action so that, I know this cosmos, the universe, source energy knows I am serious about this. So I get on a dating app. And so it was great because the first guy that I liked, we were a match. And so we started texting, and he was my first date. And he was my only date. I only went on one other date besides this man. And it's been like, wow, how wonderful. So that commitment, it was like so clear that I am ready, right? So literally the first guy, the first date, and we've been dating ever since, which has been a little over 2 months, I believe. But one thing that is so great is I'm starting to discover that extraordinary partnership that I'm looking for could only happen when I show up differently than I ever have. I've not experienced this extraordinary yet, which means I get to show up differently than I ever have before because I am the common denominator here, right? It's been me in all these relationships. So it was very interesting because I got a little test the other night, which, we know this is going to happen. And I went to a soccer game. He plays soccer. He's actually on 2 teams and he actually manages one. So I'm looking all what I think pretty cute. I'm getting out there. It's kind of late in the day. I got my shorts on and it's just a beautiful sunny day. And I get there and I can see him. He's standing on the sidelines watching the game with one of his buddies. And I'm like, oh, great, perfect timing, right? So I stand there and I show up and I'm all, hi, like I'm here. And he's like, oh, hi, babe. Yeah, well, why don't you just, sit down somewhere over there? Just, and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, that wasn't the greeting I was looking for, but okay, I get it. He's in the game mode, watching his players. He's that manager, blah, blah, blah. So I sit down, and he finally gets out there to play, and I'm watching him, and some of his teammates come and goes, boy, you look really cold, which it was starting to get really cold because the sun was going down. So one of them says, here's my jacket. They were so nice, right? So attentive. And so the game ends, and he's coming off, and I'm thinking, yay, he's going to introduce me to some of his buddies, and we're going to, I'm going to talk to him about the game. And so he walks right past me. And he goes over and he sits down on the bench down the way and he starts, taking his shoes off and doing his thing. And I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there and his teammates are coming off and I'm thinking, I'm doing that. I'm feeling like not very good, like a second thought, or not all that in a bag of chips, I'll put it that way, okay? So I finally get up and I walk over to him. I'm going, great game, babe. Although they did lose, he was a little butthurt about that. He goes, yeah, well, blah, blah, blah. And then he starts calling out, where's this and where's that ball? And he's like doing his whole thing. And I'm like, well, do you need any help bringing the equipment back to the car? And he goes, yeah, I'll need, just totally discounting that I was even there. And actually, I felt more of an annoyance than anything, right? So finally, I'm going, okay, it's cold and I want to get out of here. So I just say to him, I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the car. It's cold and I'll see you when you're done. Great. So I'm walking back and the thoughts in my head are this. I'm getting the hell out of here. I cannot believe how I was treated. This is not going to work for me, blah, 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 which is my mode of operandi. It's like cut and run. Okay, exit stage right. Doesn't work, start working out, I'm out of here. That's something I have done very well in the past and is a pattern. Then it was like, well, okay, I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to tell him what's up. Okay, I'm going to tell him, you shouldn't be so disrespectful. I mean, I can't believe it. I came all the way out here. What's the deal? Do you not care? What is it? I feel so like discounted, blah, blah, blah. And so I finally make my way to the car, and I'm trying to get warmed up, and he calls. And so he says, just meet me at the house, and I'm going to take a quick shower, and then we can go have dinner. So I'm sitting in the car, I'm going, okay, Suze, okay. Number one, cut and run's not going to do it because you've done that before. Number two, that shit doesn't usually work out when you start blaming people and projecting on them what they did and how they weren't up to your expectations. So I thought, okay, where's the other place? There's a new place I have to go because this place, this vibe, ain't cutting it. So I heard, what do I need? What do I need? What do I need to do? And I hear, make a request. And I thought, okay, yeah, make a request. I could do that. And it was like, okay, make a request. But when and how do I do it? And what's he going to say about that? How's he going to react? Oh my gosh, kind of went into that. So I just said a little prayer. Okay, angels, I need your help right now. I need to know when to say this. And I want to just be open and vulnerable. I've got to do this because I cannot hold on to this energy the way it is. So we get to the house and he comes over and he comes to give me a big hug and a kiss. And he looks at me and goes, what's wrong? And I'm like, I need to make a request. And he goes, okay. And he sits down. And I go, and you know what a request is? You can answer yes or no. It's a request. And he says, yeah, okay, I know, request, okay. And I'm okay. So if and when I come to a soccer game in the future, I want you to treat me with respect and kindness. And he was like, oh, yeah, yes, okay, yes. And it was like he totally got it. It was like, it was that clear. It was very clear. Respect and kindness. And it clunked in. You could tell he got it, clearly got it. And I was like, wonderful. I mean, that's all I had to do was make a simple request, not carry those other two patterns that I'm so good at, into this partnership that I want to have, an extraordinary partnership. And it was amazing. We had the most amazing night together. The next day, we spent the entire day together, and it was really magical. And if I would have taken any one of those other approaches, the old patterns, and did that, it would not have been what I wanted. It would have been, who knows? I don't know, but I know it wouldn't have been great. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you, and I hope that, it'll help you with all of your partnerships, relationships, because we have so many, and sometimes all we need to do is make a simple request for what we need. And wow, I'll tell you, it was profound for me to see what happened with that simple request and how quickly the energy and all the agitation and the pissed offness just left. It was gone. So, yeah, it was good. It was really good. So I just wanted to share. I love to share my personal experiences because I think that's what's going to serve us all the most is when we can experience something and get the gifts and then, share with you guys. I love share with you guys. I love people to share their experiences with me. I mean, I love to contribute and I like to be contributed to. So anyway, is that some good soul juice? I'm just saying, just remember, sometimes all you have to do is make a request.